This video contains spoilers. You have been warned. Even though the first season of House of the Dragon has just ended, we're already anxiously looking ahead at Season 2. Who will be returning? What will happen? Are there any new characters coming up? And when will Season 2 of House of the Dragon be released? In this video, House of the Dragon Season 2, everything we know about the new season. So, let's start with who will be returning to House of the Dragon Season 2. Even though House of the Dragon is filled with sometimes confusing time jumps, we can expect most of the cast to return to the second season of the series, minus a few key absences, of course. Amongst those who we can most definitely expect back, we find Emma Darcy and Matt Smith as Rhaenyra and Daemon Targaryen, respectively. Jacaerys Jace Valerian, Rhaenyra's firstborn son, portrayed by Harry Collett, should also be back. Rhaenys Targaryen, portrayed by Eve Best, will likely also return, as will Steve Trusan as her husband, Corlys Velaryon. We can also expect to see Bethany Antonia's Baela Targaryen and Phoebe Campbell's Rhaena Targaryen, Daemon's daughters with the late Laena Velaryon. Elliot Tiddenser also seems to be a safe bet, who should return to reprise his role as Kingsguard member Eric Cargyle, alongside Graham McTavish, who will play the part of the former Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, Sir Harold Westerling. As far as the Greens go, you can expect to see Olivia Cook as Alicent again, and Rhys Ifans should also be back to portray her father, Otto. Fabian Frankel's Kingsguardman member, Sir Christian Cole, will also be back, together with Matthew Needham as the Littlefinger-esque Larry Strong, Tom Glenn Carney as the newly crowned King Aegon Targaryen, and Aemon Mitchell as his brother. Of course, with a universe as dense as those from the mind of George R.R. Martin, there will be a lot more interesting characters, including some completely new characters, but more on those a bit later on in the video. Next up, what House of the Dragon Season 1 setup for Season 2? So, what could happen with these characters in the upcoming season of House of Dragon? The story of Season 2 should very much continue, pretty much right where Season 1 left off. That is to say, war, with Aegon and Rhaenyra declaring themselves as king and queen, respectively. The battle for the Iron Throne is truly on. Ryan Condal, the showrunner of House of the Dragon, has already confirmed that the pace of the series will pick up, and fans can expect the show to hit the rhythm that people have come to expect from the middle run of Game of Thrones. But where Season 1 covered several decades, Dance of the Dragon is much more condensed, spanning just a couple of years. Season 2 of House of the Dragon is also likely to expand beyond the walls of King's Landing and Dragonstone, with Jacaerys heading off towards the Vale of Arryn and Winterfell. All in all, we should be getting a much clearer picture of just how divided the Seven Kingdoms of Westeros truly are at this point in time, while at the same time bringing in some new, interesting characters and houses into the fold. Writer and executive producer of House of the Dragon, Sarah Hess, has teased to The Hollywood Reporter that we're going to dive deeper into the relationship between Daemon and Rhaenyra. And as for key events, prepare to see blood and cheese, a clash between brothers, and a lot of battles. Following, which new characters can we expect to pop up in Season 2 of House of the Dragon? While there will be an abundance of known and familiar faces sprinkled through the second season of House of the Dragon, there should also be several new characters that make their debut in the upcoming season. Amongst those should be Cregan Stark, Lord of Winterfell and Warden of the North. Jace is going to meet with Cregan at Winterfell. In the same vein, Jace will also be meeting with Jane Arryn, Lady of the Eyrie and Warden of the East. At the same time, Daemon's talk of dragons and the singing to Vermithor should mean the introduction of new dragon riders in Season 2 of House of the Dragon, including a blacksmith's bastard who claims Vermithor named Hugh Hammer, a man-at-arms who claims Silverwing named Ulf White, and a young bastard girl who is able to tame the wild dragon sheep's stealer and becomes a close companion of Daemon named Nettles. It's also very possible that we'll finally be introduced to Daeron Targaryen, a child of Viserys, and Alicent, who hasn't made an appearance on the show yet, but his existence has been confirmed by Martin. It has also been confirmed that there will be no more time jumps or recastings in the future of the series. While this means we probably won't see the younger actors back for future seasons unless they appear in flashbacks, or it also means that we don't have to go through the whiplash of a mid-season change of actors. Hold up, there's more to come. Next, what is happening behind the scenes for Season 2 of House of the Dragon? When can we expect it to be released? What will the season be rated? And are there any spin-offs in the works? Keep watching till the end of the video to find out. First up, what is happening behind the scenes of House of the Dragon Season 2? While not a lot is changing when it comes to casting, new additions aside, there has been a rather big shakeup behind the scenes. Co-showrunner Miguel Sapochnik isn't coming back to work on the second season of House of the Dragon. Sapochnik directed many amazing episodes for Game of Thrones like Battle of the Bastards and The Winds of Winter. He also directed 3 episodes of the first season of House of the Dragon, namely The Heirs of the Dragon, The Princess and the Queen, and Driftmark. Sapochnik was supposed to continue working on House of the Dragon, but stepped away from the project when HBO declined to include his wife, Alexis Rabin, as a producer on the show. Instead, Ryan Condal will be picking up the showrunner duties on his own for Season 2. Director Alan Taylor, another Game of Thrones veteran who worked on episodes such as Baylor and Fire and Blood, is also reported to be involved as executive producer and executive producer for several episodes of House of Dragon. One thing will probably never change though, and that is the involvement of author George R.R. Martin as the executive producer. Next, when will House of the Dragon Season 2 be released? As far as we know, House of the Dragon has yet to start filming. We also know that House of the Dragon is absolutely massive in scale on literally every level imaginable, so we can expect to be looking forward to a lengthy wait before we'll get any concrete news of Season 2. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Season 1 of the series was filmed over the course of 10 months, with post-production still in full swing in August when the first episode of the show premiered. It's expected that filming for Season 2 of House of the Dragon will start in the spring of 2023 at the latest. Spanish newspaper Hoy has reported that production is set to return to Caceres, which was used to film King's Landing for Season 1, around April and May 2023. But it's not impossible for shooting to begin sooner, given the fact that the Leedston studio in the United Kingdom was used to film a lot of Season 1. But aside from filming, House of the Dragon has an extensive post-production, which could be even more intense with the ramped-up events that are going to happen in the second season, not to mention more dragons. Season 1 was released 6 months after filming wrapped, though production did suffer a few COVID-related shutdowns. Keeping all that in mind, we can assume that Season 2 of House of the Dragon will likely be released around April 2024. What will House of the Dragon Season 2 be rated? Just like the first season of House of the Dragon and its predecessor series, Game of Thrones, Season 2 of the series will be rated R. Both Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon are filmed with scenes of a violent and sexual nature, with an abundance of fiery battle action and complicated relationships within the House of the Dragon. Officially, House of the Dragon is actually rated TV-MA due to the violence, language, and nudity. While House of the Dragon has admittedly toned down the excessively graphic scenes that made Game of Thrones such a riot, there are still plenty of scenes that are in no way suitable for children to witness, including depictions of childbirth that are rather traumatizing, nudity, incest, and gore. Needless to say, House of the Dragon won't be suitable for family night. Are there any House of the Dragon spin-offs in the works? If you just can't get enough of the Game of Thrones universe and you'd like to see beyond House of the Dragon, we have good news for you. There are reports of several spin-off shows being in development. As has been previously reported, HBO is supposedly working on 3 different spin-offs, with The Sea Snake being the one that is furthest along in development. According according to Deadline. This prequel would focus on Corlys Velaryon, also known as the Sea Snake, portrayed by Steve Toussaint in House of the Dragon. And then there is 10,000 Ships, which is set 1,000 years before Game of Thrones, and would follow Princess Nymeria, who is an ancestor of House Martell. But the spin-off that people seem to be most excited about is also the one that seems to be the least certain at this point in time. This is the currently untitled Jon Snow sequel series, which would feature Kit Harington. There are also rumors that there's a series in the works based on the Tales of Dunk and Egg novellas, a show that is set in Flea Bottom, and an animated series that bears the title The Golden Empire, which is set in Yi Ti. Even if only half of these end up making it to our screens, that is still a lot to look forward to. Which one of these would you choose if there was only going to be one spin-off? And that's a wrap. What are you expecting from the upcoming season of House of the Dragon? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.